Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. My name is Paul Croto, and I'm here with Cheryl Marley.
Hello, I'm super excited to be here today.
I love Thursday, Cheryl. We always talk about leadership on Thursdays. It's an Elevate Your Leadership Thursday, and today we're talking about the indispensable quality of a leader. So, there's a lot of qualities, obviously, we look for in people, but as far as leadership goes, Cheryl, what is the number one quality a leader must have?
Oh my gosh, Paul, I was so excited to really get in and learn more about this. But the number one thing that a leader has to have is vision. And how true is that? I mean, every time I think of great leaders, they really do have vision. And I'm excited to talk about not only do they have to have vision, but they have got to be able to articulate what their vision is and then get people excited about joining them on their mission.
Yeah, if you have a vision and nobody else is joining in on that, it's not going to go far. So I know there's a great Bible verse, Proverbs 29, that says, where there's no vision, the people perish. And we really believe that. And there has to be a vision, not only for your team, for your organization, but for your own life. Where do you see your own life going? I think that's really where things start with vision. But what is vision, Cheryl?
Well, now vision is a picture of the future that produces passion today. I love that. I love that. Right? Anything that has to do, and I've talked a lot about this with my kids and stuff, that how important passion is.
Yeah.
No matter what you're passionate about, it's super important to have that. If not, it's almost like you're just, you know what? It's not even almost like it is, you are just in survival mode.
Yeah.
And that's something that I spent a lot of years in, is just survival mode. And there's just, there's no excitement. There's no, I just love the word passion anyway, but there's no excitement. There's no feeling of making a difference in the world, I guess.
Yeah. I just got done with Wealth Mastery with Tony Robbins this past week. And one of the first things we did again was make that vision board, make that dream list, so that when you have that vision of what life is you really want and can see that, there's just so much more passion in people. There's just no even reason to create wealth if you have no, you're only going to make what you need. So you got to know that, well, I need this, I need this, and I need this. If you don't have those needs, in your life, those visions, you just won't do what it takes to make it happen. That goes for wealth or for anything in the world, your own business. You need to have that vision first. And when you have that vision and you can see it and people can see it, oh my gosh, Cheryl, there's so much passion that it creates.
Yeah, I love that too. And it's interesting. It's almost, I have to be aware that that's the way it works, instead of, well, as soon as something great happens, or as soon as something wonderful happens, that's when I'll be happy, or that's when I'll have joy, or that's when I'll get passionate, when something happens. But no, that's not what it is. You decide what it is you want, and then the passion comes through in the vision that's created.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a great topic, show. I'm super excited to talk to you about this today. And we know that we've established that vision is critical to the role of the leader. But what is it about vision, or what's the? I know John mentions two big things that leaders must have the ability to do to make this vision happen.
Well, they have to be able to see more than others see, and see before others see. So see more and see before. Yeah. Which I love the way he put that in there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I think that's exactly how, when I think of the great leaders in industry and even in, in religion and faith, things like that, that is exactly what's happened. They have to see more than what others see to create that vision, and then also to see before they see before other people see it.
Yeah, and those of you that know John Maxwell's story, he started out in ministry. I mean, he was a pastor, and He's known for the incredible churches he's built, because of the vision he had for the church, and he could see more than others could see. That this could be so much more than what we have right now, and he saw it before anybody else could see it. So that is just a great example of someone that's got fantastic vision. But we consider all day and talk about leaders that in history have had just fantastic vision, and they saw it. They saw more than others saw, and they saw it before anybody else could see it. So that is super, super important to have the ability to do that.
Well, and then the next part, Paul, that I think is really interesting is, yes, seeing more, seeing before, but then bringing other people into that vision with you, right? Yeah. And I always like to say, getting them on that mission with you. That's like, I love that, the whole thought of that. Because if you do have a vision, then of course that there's going to be a mission along with that to achieve, to achieve the vision that you're seeing. But then to be able to get other people to join you, I think that's of course, that's the real key.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to be, so as soon as we finish this series on June 1st, John Maxwell's coming out with an updated version of the 21 Laws of Leadership. And one of the laws we're going to be talking about is the law of buy-in, where people have to buy into the leader first, and then they're going to buy into the vision. So it's super important to keep that in mind. Like, well, how do you get others to buy into this vision that you have? First of all, you got to have the vision, but in order to get other people to buy into that vision, they got to buy into you, which is the key. Yeah. And we'll cover that in a future podcast, but that's something to keep in mind. So Cheryl, one of the keys to being someone that can create great visions in life is having that abundance mindset, knowing that there is more out there.
I know there really is. And there's really everything that you need and want and could possibly dream of in your life, right? I mean, it's all there. But I think sometimes it's hard when you're in the day-to-day grind to remember that and to be able to, how do I go from where I'm at, surviving, and, all of these things that I'm doing with my family, for my family, for my significant other, whatever it is, and really try to get into this place where we can feel like it's attainable, like that abundance that's out there is attainable for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I got done wealth mastery, and one of the top things we learned is that there's just these two types of people out there. And most people out there, they think that everyone's broke right now. No one has any money. There's no money out there. So listen, there's the same amount of money out there that there's always been. And there's an unlimited amount of it out there.
Right.
It's just you get into this negative mindset where you're thinking, oh, there's no money out there at all.
Yeah. Or I'm spending more for this, or this is costing more. Yes, this is costing more. This is more and more. Well, don't forget that, just like you said, Paul, the same amount of money is out there. And I do think it is all in the mindset of really understanding that, that abundance is there and it's there for us. But we've got to get into that right mindset.
Yeah. And what's the two keys, Cheryl, to getting into that right abundance mindset?
Oh my gosh. The first one is creativity, which I love that. And that just means that that there's always an answer, right? For whatever question, there's always an answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that we always say that everything's figure outable.
That's right. And then the other one is flexibility. You have to have creativity and you have to have flexibility, which makes me laugh because when we say that, we just mean that there's more than one answer.
Yeah. There's
so
always
if you
an
think
answer.
There's no answer.
Yeah.
There's more than one answer.
Yeah.
So, but just to be flexible and to be able to understand that and know that, I think, again, is a mindset.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people get caught up in the how. They have the vision and they're like, oh, that vision just can't happen because I don't know how to make that happen.
And that doesn't matter.
Forget about the how thing. Just get the vision thing and know that it's all figure outable, and know that there's more than one road to get there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love the whole, it's all figure outable. And I love that we don't have to always know how. We have to put it out there. And I love that the universe starts to move. The minute you put it out there, the universe starts to move to create and make this vision or these dreams that you have in on your vision board, right? And that's just the most fascinating thing to me. We don't even know how it works, right? But it doesn't matter. It does work.
Yeah, absolutely. What's another key, Cheryl, that a leader needs to have great vision?
Well, mature leaders think of the other person's perspective. So it's really, and I think this all comes back to asking questions and just really getting to know other people. And let's just say the people on your team, but just understanding what their perspective is and
Yeah.
being able to feel that and know that and take it into consideration because it is going to affect whatever they're going through, especially if they're on your team, is going to affect the way they react to different things and the way they're living their life.
Sure, absolutely. But I can see leaders out there that get so excited about this vision they just created, and they tell everybody about it, but they never thought about, well, how are other people going to take this, or how do I explain this in the way that other people will accept it? So they're not looking from other people's perspective when presenting the vision to people, and just thinking that this one way, or this, just that everyone's going to have the same amount of excitement that you have for it, and that isn't always true, Cheryl.
It's not? What are you talking about? No, it's so true. It isn't. And something can be, your passion is your passion, right? And when you get this passion, and a lot of times we are just so excited to share it with others. And then we start getting into this, and then as we're sharing it, everyone's like not as excited as we are. And sometimes that can kind of beat you down a little bit. But that's just another, I think, leader trait where it's like, hey, listen, this is my passion. Not everyone's going to agree with what I want or what I'm doing or want to join me, but that's okay because there's enough people that will want to, that can really make a difference.
Absolutely. So we encourage all leaders out there to just develop a process of seeing that vision bigger and faster, and for me, it's about putting some time aside to do that. We just go through life so fast, and we're always, caught up in the whirlwind, that we need to put that time aside to start thinking of the future and developing that vision in our own minds as leaders, so that we can keep moving things forward in the big picture. And that's something I think a lot of leaders aren't doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this next quote, Paul. When you know what you want in the future, you will attract what you need today. And that's kind of what we were talking about. Like, do you know what you need? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you want in the future? Because if you don't know that, guess what? You're not attracting anything that will get you there today. But once you know it, and I think that's why vision boards are so important, is that you have to know exactly what you want. And again, the universe, without you doing anything, will start to move and give you the things that you need today to make that a reality, which is, I love it. That's like the coolest thing to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cheryl, I think you're one of the greatest female leaders I've ever met in my life, or leaders just in general, because I think you've always had the mindset, or understood that you must move into action. Get going now, and as you move forward, like you said, you will attract what you need.
Right.
But it ain't going to come without you having a vision, or starting to even having the vision itself. I don't think is enough. You got to start walking forward, taking action, even if you're not sure what that action is. And then all of a sudden these other things, and then happens. I mean, geez, we can talk about dozens and dozens and dozens of situations that's happened in our own lives, where we just kind of move forward with something. And then as we move forward, we figure that out, or with this fell into place. And it's just amazing how that works.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me. That's absolutely right, Paul. And I've always thought that is how prayer works, right? So when you pray, what do? Well, I say, you know what? I need help with this. God, I need help with that. Who can I help today? How can I do this? here's my goals. Here's the things that I'm going towards. This is my vision. What can I do today to move me forward? Well, what is that? That's like saying your vision board and saying the things out loud to the universe. And then God being able to say, hey, look, wonderful. Let me use you here. Let me use you there. Let me move you forward here. Let's let these people come in and help. And these people come in. Oh, and meet this person. I mean, it all falls into place when we get clear and know what we want in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a lot of people listening to this podcast right now, leaders that are saying, okay, I got this vision. I know I need this, and that. And once I get those things, then I'll start moving forward.
No.
That's exactly right. You'll never have those things until you start moving forward.
Move forward. Yeah, that's absolutely right. It has never been hard for me, Paul, to get into action. And that's good and that's bad. Okay. Because sometimes when you get into action, you're not exactly going the right way, but by golly, you
got to have the vision first. I think that's also important.
You do have to. You do. But I think just be willing to get into action in some little way, even if it's serving someone, even if it's, doing something along those lines, I think will make all the difference in the world. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But all that being said, I'm still obsessed. John's still obsessed with preparation. John talked about this chapter that he was going to meet with John Wooden, and to prepare for that, to get your, before you present this vision to other people and stuff. I mean, you got to do a lot of homework, so John, read all of John Wooden's books. He wrote out eight pages of questions before he met with him, so he really is, emphasized the importance of preparing, and having that solid, at least a plan in place. Now, how that interview goes with John Wooden or how your vision goes in reality can change. But if you don't go into it prepared at all, then this I guarantee this is not going to go well. It's not going to end well.
Right. And just being prepared, I think, makes the other person realize and know how interested you are and how, and how dedicated you are to moving forward in your own life.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cheryl, we talk all the time about need, the number one need that you and I both have, and that we encourage everyone to have, is growth. So why is growth so important to a leader and as it pertains to a vision?
Well, it has everything to do with capacity. So you have to have the capacity for more and more before, right? So if you don't have the capacity for that through growth, then there's no way that you're going to be able to know more and know before. You just won't be able to.
Yeah, and it's intentionally grow. I mean, it's really having that growth plan in place of what are the things I need to grow in, so that I can have that capacity to see things, to see more, and to see, like you said before.
Yeah. And I think sometimes I really wanted to bring up just a little bit about hope, because I love hope. It's like hope is like where it's at, right? Yeah. I just think that hope is essential and for every part of life. I really believe that. But the problem is it's not just hope.
Yeah.
Well, goodness, I hope that I'm this, or I hope that I'm that.
I hope that works out.
Sit back. You know what? I'm going to run and watch something on Netflix, but I'm sure hoping that I'm going to build a big business, right? Or I'm hoping that I could. I love that whole idea that hope is important, but it's not a strategy. Yeah. Even though I think it would be fun if it was.
Well, we all need, absolutely. We all need hope. Because we have no hope for the future. You don't have a vision, but very important point to make sure that people understand that that's not the strategy. And I just hope things are going to work out, because they won't. So I know John said if you spend an hour a day for 5 years on a topic, you're going to become an expert on it. So it's just, so Cheryl and I are just obsessed with, we believe that we read this book called The One Thing. And then the question is what's the one thing you could do that would affect all the other things in your life? The answer is absolutely become a better leader. Because if you can lead people and have these visions, you can create anything you want in your entire life. But until you learn this, how to become a better leader and how to create bigger visions, better visions, you won't have those things in your life that you really, really want. So to us, leadership is everything. So we have spent major time on this topic of leadership. We'll continue to do that for far more than 5 years, so that we can be experts on this topic and help all of you become great leaders as well. That's absolutely what our goal is. So Cheryl, I know on our last podcast, we talked about how far you can go and that power of potential, and just kind of reiterate, what is the potential for people out there?
Well, there's no end to it, right?
Yeah.
And really what it is it all comes down to, I believe, you believing that you have that potential. Because that's where to me the rubber hits the road. That's when things really start happening, is when you truly believe that everybody has the same amount of potential. And it all depends on what you're willing to do with that potential. That's what I really believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cheryl, let's talk about, so our big +1 to people out there is, what is your vision? I mean, you got to go out there and just take some quiet time and think of, what is the vision for my life? What is the vision for my organization? How big can we get? And you want to be able to, again, see this before anybody else can see it. So it's taking the time today to do that. I know, Cheryl, we created something called the Institute of Holistic Health that we talk about a lot. And we have we started with a vision. I mean, we had a true passion for helping people get healthy. I mean, we see health as being the #1 crisis in the world. And as great as we are, and we are great, Cheryl, we can't help many people by ourselves.
No, we want to help 1 million people get better. I mean, have health.
What is our vision, Cheryl, for the Institute of Holistic Health?
Okay, so our vision is to help 1 million people achieve a health score over 90, so that they may live a life filled with health and happiness. And I love that mission.
I mean, who doesn't want health and happiness? I mean, that is got to be your top 2 right there.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of things that I want, but nothing can come close really to health and happiness. And I think happiness is such a big one.
Yeah, it's just super hard to be happy when you're sick.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm miserable.
You're not happy. Yeah. You're not happy when you're sick. That's for darn sure. And let me tell you, as far as health goes, I mean, how can you really do anything that you want to do if you're having a bunch of health challenges, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we work with people every day, and it's like life comes to a crashing halt for them, yet it carries on everywhere else. And it's just heartbreaking. So health is vital.
Absolutely. If you'd love to be part of this mission with us, we'd love to have you on this mission with us. Just go to instituteofholistichealth.com. The link's there in the notes. And again, you can get the notes at elevateyourlife.com. Just put your name and email address in. We'll send you the notes to this class and every class. And Cheryl, I just love this institute. I love our mission, and hearing the stories just flowing in from, oh my God, this person had a health score of 27, and when you meet with a health coach, and you can do it for free. You take a health evaluation that gives you a health score, and we use that as the baseline. But we see people, Cheryl, going from 27 to 93, as far as a health score goes, and just their whole life changing because they were in just such a bad place. They had all these aches and pains or headaches, or, we help people solve over 900 different health problems. It's just super sad seeing so many millions of people suffering right now.
Yeah. What's so hard for me is that I think people get confused. They don't have the knowledge to really get healthy. And so they turn to where they've always turned to, which is a doctor, right? Yeah. And doctors don't have the nutritional information that they need. I don't think they get that in med school. I just don't think that it happens. And so the only thing that they know how to do is let's deal with the symptoms, right? And so then we're going to take a drug for what's happening, and then the drug I honestly believe that pharmaceutical drugs make it worse for your health, right?
And cause
then
other problems.
yeah, it messes up your gut. It does this. It does that. Every single drug has a side effect. And
Yeah,
I just
or
think
two.
people don't understand that, and they don't know. And then, it can be, and then they get on the hamster wheel of confusion, and then you get sicker, and then you feel worse, and then everyone really starts to get worried and stressed out. Then stress causes a problem. I mean, Paul,
Yeah.
we could go on forever here. And it's just like, oh my gosh. So for me to be able to share the knowledge that I've learned over the last 25 years with people and give them, thank you very much, hope,
Yeah.
right? That's really what I live my life to do. And the way that, that I've chose to, that we both have chose to live our lives and helping others. And I absolutely love it. There's nothing I love more than having someone say, thank you so much for sharing that with me. It's really changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And we give people hope, but we also give them a great strategy to do it, and the correct strategy. So I love what we do, Cheryl. It's super fulfilling in my life as well. And so we're going to leave you with, again, figuring out what your vision is the key. Knowing that the +1 for today is absolutely knowing that the indispensable quality of a leader is vision, and that we all need to have that. So our question to all of you today is, what is your vision? And if you don't have one and you want to join us in our vision, we'd love to have you.
I love it, Paul. You guys go out there and elevate your life.
Absolutely, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.